Hi, and welcome to problem number 15. The number of crimes that occurred in a certain city per 1,000 people had decreased from 46.4 in 1920 to 45.2 in 1950. We're going to find the average rate of change. Remember, the average rate of change is the slope of the line. So what we're really given here is 2 points. In 1920, the rate was 46.4, and in 1950, it was 45.2. Now, years are almost always time, and time is almost always x. So these are the points that we're going to find the slope with, because we'll be finding the average rate of change. So we'll use the slope formula to find the average rate of change. 45.2 minus 46.4 over 1950 minus 1920. And that will give us negative 1.2 over 30. Oops. Yes, here comes the calculator. I will catch this eventually. It has to be negative because whenever a rate drops, you've got a negative rate. So that will be negative 0.04. Now we go back to our answer box. The change is going to be negative 0.04. Then we have to choose what we're looking for. And the problem told us in the beginning. Crimes per 1,000 people. And it's per year because we divided by year. And that was right. Now we're going to find the slope and the y-intercept from a standard form line. 3x minus 6y equals 3. Our strategy will be to change this equation from standard form, ax plus by equals c, to slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. That way we'll immediately know the slope and the y-intercept. So subtract 3x from both sides. I'll have negative 6y equals negative 3x plus 3, because that's the way we write lines with the x term first. Divide by negative 6, divide by negative 6, and divide by negative 6. And what this gives us is y equals positive 1/2 x minus 1/2. Now the y-intercept, that is the y-coordinate of the y-intercept, is negative 1/2. Always write it as a point, please. The slope is the number in front of x, which is 1/2. So let's put this information in the answer box. The slope is 1/2. The y-intercept, When it says write as an ordered pair, you must put parentheses. 0, negative, fraction bar, fraction tool, 1/2. And check answer. Yay! Okay, now a person buys a phone for $81 and signs up for a single line phone plan with 2,000 monthly anytime minutes. The plan costs $118.98 per month. Write an equation that can be used to determine the total cost, C of t, of this phone plan for t months. In other words, we're going to find the formula. Then find the cost for 22 months, assuming that the number of minutes the person uses does not exceed 2,000 per month. So we're looking for something that costs a one-time fee of $81 and then a monthly charge of $118.98. And that is what the total charge is going to be. All right, the cost of the phone plus the monthly charge. Now this is going to be $81 and then $118.98 times t, the number of months. This is going to be our formula. Okay, let's put that in the answer box. There we go. All right, now, to find the cost for 22 months, we put 22 in for t. This will be C of 22 equals 81 plus 118.98 times 22. We calculate that. I use the WebItMove free internet calculator. It's really good. All right, and I get the answer 2698.56. So the total charge for 22 months will be $2,698.56. Let's put that in the answer box. And check the answer. Yay! Excellent. All right, remember that when it comes to total cost, even in your own life, you do have to judge how much these things start in the beginning. All right, number 18. We're going to find the equation of the line having the given slope 5/6 and containing the given point 5, negative 4. I am going to use, well, let's see, m is 5/6, and the point is 5, negative 4. I'm going to use the point slope formula to find the equation of the line. You can always use y equals mx plus b if that's your preferred method for finding the equation of a line. I prefer this. So y minus negative 4 equals 5/6 times x minus 5. So y plus 4 equals 5/6 times x minus 5. Yes, I'm going to multiply both sides by 6. So I can cancel out the 5/6. I'll distribute on the left and cancel on the right. There, I love canceling. Gets rid of fractions. On the right, I'll have 5 times x minus 5. On the left, I'll have 6 times y plus 4, and now I will distribute. 6y plus 24 equals 5x minus 25. I'll subtract 24 from both sides. So I'll have 5x minus 25 and then minus 24. All right, now I'll divide by 6, divide by 6, divide by 6, so that I can solve for y and get this equation in slope-intercept form. All right, here we go. The equation of the line is going to be y equals is already there, so you won't repeat y equals. You'll have 5/6 right arrow to move the x to the right, minus fraction 49/6. And there you go.